Okay, so let's take a look at how you can import Excel data into Power BI. So let's sign in, and once you sign in you will get your dashboard, something like this. Now here what we will do is we will click on create, and on create page you will get message something like this: paste or manually enter data or pick a published data set. Don't see the sources, can choose to download and use desktop app or these options, right? So what we'll do is we will first try and find the data. So if you check for public data sets, you will find some of the options, right? You can go through some of these and find the Excel file. Make sure to choose the relatively lower rows of data, because if you are using the free version of Power BI, you won't be able to process like those millions of records or so. So choose the smaller data set. So what we can do is the one that I had downloaded looks something like this. Has 40 total rows, first one being your typical row for identifying the columns, right? Next thing what I will do is I will also open the local Power BI, right? And also we'll take a look at how to also take the data on cloud, right? So here you can see the options with cloud is go to that get data section and then create new content, choose files. You will find option for local file. Click on that, you will able to choose your Excel file, and you can choose to connect your Excel workbook locally or uploading here. So if I upload, as you can see, it will take me to the uploaded data, right? So if I click on that, it should show me the data in spreadsheet view, right? Okay, now if we turn back, you will get it in list, right? So you can choose to do what you want through this particular source, right? You can also check the data hub section for what you have. Currently you only have this particular data set which is non-Excel. However, if you browse, you will find your recently uploaded store data, which is an Excel file, is located here. So with cloud, you will go to your home dashboard, then data hub, and then check whether you have a file there, or simply go to browse. Now that we have seen the cloud, next thing we can do is we can take a look at desktop version. So here you see I have option to get data right from this splash screen. Clicking on it should point me to this particular option, right? And here you can choose Excel workbook. Can open this simply by tapping here and click Excel workbook. Also by default you will find import data from Excel, so you can choose one of that, choose the data, here you will get option to check worksheet, and as you can see it will show you the data. All the rows will be displayed. Usually after 25 or so rows it will truncate the rest of the rows, so you won't be able to view everything, but you will get the area of the columns available. You can transform the data, right, and then also load it. So click on that, and it will open a page where you can see on the right hand side you will get the fields, and all 23 rows will be uploaded. So this will be basically happening in your memory. So the larger the data, the more memory consumption will be there. So if you go to fields and make sure to right click it, you will get all the columns that you can drag, right? So you can create your data, right? So order date and say sales, right? As you can see, you can have your reports created from this point onwards, right? So you can auto create them based on available data, or you can manually drag the fields and create your own visualization or data representation that you are seeking. There is one more method for importing your data, right? So to do that, what we'll do is first we will open our Excel file, right? As you can see, 40 rows, out of which 23 are easily accessible, rest get auto truncated. So what we'll do, we'll select all of these rows and columns, copy, right, and then simply open your desktop version of Power BI, right? Here we can remove this particular by delete from model, right? And currently you don't have anything, it will be removed. As you can see, now everything is empty. Now if you want to still bring your Excel data, what you can do is simply use enter data. Now this will be manual process, so for that we already copied the content from Excel file, right? Usually this should work if there are enough rows and columns, but I won't recommend it if you have something like 70,000 rows and like 20 columns or 30 columns or so. Larger the data, it will take longer the time to copy paste and also to import. So select, paste it, right? First row of data that you pasted has been promoted to column headers, which is what it should be, right? As you can see, all 40 rows visible here. Here you can name your table. So let's name it store, right? So now that we have named it, we also have our header row and also the respective column, right? So what we can do is we can load this data. And when we load it, it will work the same way that it should be for manually doing or by importing through Excel workbook, right? So all the data that we seek is right there. Can simply choose and delete from model, click yes, right? And now it is also removed. So what we have seen so far is, first we have seen it for cloud. In case of cloud, the method was simply to go to create section and choose these options to go to get data, then choose this file within create new content, click get, then choose local file, and then choose your Excel file. That should take you to this particular file here. In my case, if you click on it, it should show you the spreadsheet view of data, right? And it will be accessible through browse. Typically data hub is listing all the data sets here, but your Excel file would be accessible only through browse, right? And after that we can see the desktop version, right, where you can choose to import data through this splash screen option or through get data, Excel, or simply using Excel workbook button. And finally there is also one more method, which is enter data, and you simply select all the rows columns from your Excel file, paste it here, rename the table and click load, right? That should also work, right? So you get the idea on how to import your Excel files into Power BI desktop and multiple ways through which Excel data can be imported.